Hey. Good morning, everybody. It is episode 237. It is Monday morning, magnificent Monday. And we have got, it's me owning up to something, really. And it's a question for you guys. How do you respond to criticism? But firstly, I want to give you a Monday morning tip. A Monday morning tip is, for me, it sets the week up. Give yourself a quick win. Do something little that'll make a big difference to your mindset and ultimately the outcome of the day. It will give you momentum. For me, it might be making the bed. It might be putting a wash load on. It might be making the kids breakfast. It might be allowing the wife to have an extra half an hour lie-in and getting a cup of tea or something. Do something that's a quick win. Have a quick win. Putting a wash load on in the morning. Sorting a wash load out before you go to work. Putting it on, having a shower, sorting it out before you come down. Just get yourself in the mindset of a quick win. Making your bed. Whatever a quick win may be like to you. Maybe it be clean your shoes. Maybe it be clean your car. Going for a run in the morning. Just give yourself half an hour to have a quick win. I promise you, if you get a win under your belt before you get to Monday morning at 9 a.m., then do you know what? It feels fantastic. And the rest of the week just flows because, well, do you know what? I try to give myself a quick win every morning before 9 a.m. Give yourself a quick win and momentum will take over. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Very simply, respond positively to criticism. It's hard, but it helps you improve. And I'm going to give you an example. Oh, yes, I'm going to give you an example. So respond positively to criticism. What do I mean by that? Well, somebody came in the storage during lockdown. It was maybe May, April. And the trees, we've got some massive trees in our bloody yard, and they're huge. They're probably 150 foot high. And somebody from across the road, the trees back onto their back garden, actually came in and said she's 90 odd years old, and the family came in and said, look, she's a bit worried about the trees. They're getting really, really big. Can you cut them down? And so obviously I don't work in the storage, but the message got back to me from my manager, can we get somebody to cut them down? And I'll be honest, I thought it's going to cost $2,000. We're in a really bad economic place at the minute. We don't know what's going to happen. I could do without spending $2,000 on cutting bloody trees down. So I was like, yeah. I'll do it. Put it back in my mind, didn't I? And by the way, I know that isn't going to show me in a good light, but I want to be honest with you guys. And so I put it back in my mind. And then they came back in 2 weeks later and said exactly the same thing. She's really worried. She didn't want to go in the garden. And I got the message and I thought, do you know what? Even if we cut them back to 125 foot or 100 foot, if they fall, they're still going to, by the way, they can't fall. And I was thinking, they can't fall. They're still going to do some damage to your house. They're still, if they fall on you, they're still going to hurt. Even if it's 10 foot, they're going to bloody hurt you, probably kill you. And so I just thought, it's ridiculous. Anyway, there was a tree sage in my dad's back garden. And I spoke to him and said, look, can you come down and give us a quote? And he goes, yeah, a bit busy at the minute, but I should be done around about September time. I was like, brilliant. Anyway, they kept coming in. We said, look, he's coming September. Obviously, the economic climate, long story short, September came and went. We're in October right now. And they came in with, I think it was their mother-in-law, the woman's son and daughter or something. Anyway, some of the family came in and he wasn't very nice. He was very, very abrupt to my staff, to Angela. And I got a massive long email from Angela and said, look, Dean, I'm very happy to do this for you, but we need to know what's happening. They're very, very unhappy and they're going down the legal route, etc., because I want these trees down. I mean, there's not, ultimately, from what I've read and from what I've learned now, there's not a lot that legally that I don't have a responsibility legally to cut the trees. Or I do when they get certain size, but at the minute, I think I'm all right. But that, my friends, is beside the point. When I first got the email and she said they're going down the legal route, my instant reaction was, well, if they're going down the legal route, bring it on. I'm not bothered. I'm okay. That's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. That's not the way to do it. And then I took a minute and I realized that your first thought is often your enemy. Your first thought is often your enemy. Now, there's another podcast on that about your first thought being your enemy. And it's so true, especially for me. My knee-jerk reaction, if my first, do you know what? I wouldn't have a girlfriend. That's it. It's over. You just, a girlfriend, a wife. I've got a wife. I haven't got a girlfriend as well. I've got a wife. And so your first thought is your enemy. And so I realized that and I thought, right, my first thought, shut up. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And I thought, okay, how would I be if I put myself in that situation? How would I be? How would I think? How would I feel if that was my mum? And regardless if it's wrong that she's worried about the trees falling on her head, regardless if that can't happen, how would I feel? Because it's her thoughts, her feelings, and it's right. That's how she feels. You can't say somebody's feelings are wrong. It might be based on incorrect assumptions, but she's feeling that. She's feeling anxious. And so I realized when I read Angela's email, I realized that I owed Angela an apology because I hadn't, September had been and gone. The guy hadn't come. And I said to Angela, he'll come. Don't worry. I'm not wasting my time chasing him. Don't worry. And I was wrong. I was wrong because it's somebody's family who we're impacting. We're impacting their happiness because of the trees. And could I fix it? Yes. It's going to cost me $2,000 to fix it. She'll feel happier in a house, 90 years old, and more content. So why don't I? So today, one of my jobs is to eat humble pie, ring that gentleman up and say, look, by the way, I don't agree with the way he went about it at all. But that's not the point. The point is extreme ownership. Could I have done something to prevent this? And the answer is yes. And I didn't. So it's my fault. It's on me. I'm the person at fault. And so I need to ring him up. I need to eat humble pie. And I need to put that, not wrong, but put that situation right again. So the learning that I suppose using this example, what I've figured out and what I've learned from this experience is that one, your first thought is your enemy. Your first thought is your enemy. Do not trust that sucker. If you trust that sucker, God knows what's going to happen. You'll be fighting people in the streets. You won't have a wife. You'll be annoyed with everybody. Just don't trust that first thought. Just forget. Whatever your first thought is with something, forget it. Don't even listen to it. And second, when you do get criticized, think about it. How can you improve? What could you have done better in that situation? Because I promise you, there'll be something you could have done in that situation to improve it. Extreme ownership, my friends. And so I wanted to share with you something in my life that was relevant to me and something I've learned from. Hopefully you guys can learn from it as well, and we can all be better human beings by the end of it. Okay, so tomorrow we are talking well, and we are talking thirsty. I'm not going to say anything else. It's what Jordan Harbinger always says, and he bloody annoys me all the time because he says it so much. But do you know what? I thought, I've never done an episode about it, so I'm going to do an episode about it. Okay, my friends, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will speak to you on Tuesday morning. See you soon. Bye-bye.